Hello on the other side of the screen and welcome to the Makwanas Podcast, the best podcast in the entire world. You all, I am your host Nikita Makwana. You know, I don't do this business alone. Sitting beside me is my one and only husband, co-host, business partner, my priest, you know. We do a whole lot of things together.
Everything together.
Welcome to the Makwanas Podcast.
Thank you.
How are you
thank
doing?
you so much. The energy is top notch, and I'm excited about this episode that we are having right now. It's an amazing time, amazing season.
Yes, sir.
Another level of glory, eh? I can see you're glowing.
Hey, because you take care of me.
Yes. So this is it.
Let me interrupt you when you say that I'm glowing. There is something which I have learned before that says that happiness is an inside thing, but sometimes it can also bubble on the
outside
screen, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it can bubble on the screen. So I guess that's what's popping.
Yeah.
I can see already people are calling you. Can people please
relax? We are in the studio right now. So I'm super excited to be here. And as we continue to chant new conversations, new experiences, I think from the last time, there's a lot that has been happening in our lives that we can celebrate and share about. I'm super excited. Just this ended week, we did something amazing regarding the training development that we did, engaged by a Kenya-based business. Pardon, you can take the phone so that you pick and hear what he says. Regarding the Kenya-based business that we engaged us to do the 5-day training. That's a highlight for me, especially towards the end of the month of. Thank you. Especially in the month of February. It was something that was an eye-opener. And when you do the work, over time you think maybe you have gotten how the thing is done. Yeah, you know the game. You know the game and how it's run. But as time goes, you realize, there's just a lot to learn every day. There's just a learn to evolve from every day. There's just a learn to understand. And the role that you talked about, most that to teach us on intercultural competence and cultural intelligence was at play, because now you are working with someone who is from a different country, different culture, and how they view things is different. And it's like, we do this way, and you're like, okay, this is how I do. And now it's a complementing of idea until we build something beautiful. That was the 5-day of training, executive assistants, and I'm bubbling with joy in my heart.
I'm happy that you got to do what you want, and what you really love. But at the same time, because you're spending a lot of time working on this, working on this, so it meant that I also had to make some adjustment. I was missing Papi. I wanted to have discussions with you, but you're so soaked in the work. And maybe I should quickly touch on that. Sometimes the cost that comes with having the unmatched coach as your husband, when you are having somebody in your life that is doing, the work. There are commitments that you have to do, but at the same time, you also have to be there for me. You understand? And there are days that I really miss you. I don't want you to go there and to do training. But at the same time, I want a bunch of roses. I like it when you buy me nice things. So it's not been easy. Okay, I'm happy for you, but it's not been easy for me.
I can even expand on that.
What do you mean you can even expand?
Anyway, I can even expand on that. And anyway, for viewers' sake, because you never know who's watching, I will keep it there. It was not easy.
Why are you saying it like there's a bad thing that has been going on? Say it. I want to hear it.
No, you don't want. You don't want to hear it, my friend. You don't want to hear it. You know the story. You don't want to hear it. When I was just coming from work and meeting, and how happy you were to see me home. Yes, I'll leave it there. So now, there's just a lot to write home about. Your ongoing program. I want to maybe highlight with the listeners what's happening, the unconventional cycle, and there are great news that are coming. I can't wait for next week to reveal. But the next podcast, I can't wait to reveal.
Wow.
You'll give me the honors to reveal that. The great news coming.
You're gonna pay me?
Yeah, 5 pula.
5 pula million.
5 million pula,
So,
yes.
thank you for that. We've been running the Unconventional Circle. I've been doing trainings, and today
You have been doing the Unconventional Circle.
I've been doing
I'm not going to take any part of it.
Of course.
Yeah.
I've been doing the Unconventional Circle. I've been running the mentorship program, and today marked our 4th week. That's an entire month.
It's an entire month.
Doing this, you know.
Yeah.
And I've been receiving feedback from my mentees on how the program has been a blessing to them. We have actually content that we've been sharing on the Unconventional Circle on Facebook, on LinkedIn. Check those our platforms, and also on my page Nikita Makwana. That is actually my handles for all social media platforms. So people have been coming with stories of how the teachings have been helping them, the training, the one-on-one sessions that we have during the week as well. So it's been. I can't say that I'm excited. I was actually excited when we started because I've always wanted to do it, right? Yeah. But now it's actually a sense of gratitude that I feel than excitement.
I see.
Right? Because initially when I started this, it was an idea. It was God saying, do this. There is somebody who needs you out there. And I had to sacrifice my time. Those who don't know, we have the Unconventional Circle. In the morning, as early as 7 a.m., we kickstart our class. People who want to grow, they have to make some sacrifices. So one of the best ways to determine is to be able to get up early and invest in yourself. So people have been getting up early and investing on themselves to come and listen to me teaching, training them. How can you level up your finances? How can you level up your positioning in the workplace? How do you create an impact where you are? And how can you just transform your life, holistically? How can you become a balanced human being? I always talk about becoming a balanced person. And I say one human being is always multifaceted. True. Giving you an example, I'm your sweet wife, right? True. Right?
Yes.
Yes. I am.
Where is this going?
I wanted to find out if you've heard the kind of answer.
I heard. I was like,
I'm your sweet wife, right?
You are my sweet wife, yes.
Thank you. So I'm your wife. I'm also your business partner. I have students that I lecture.
Also my mentor in certain aspects.
I'm a multifaceted individual. That's all I'm sending to somebody. So this multifaceted.
My bank.
Your bank, yes.
Keep my moving money machine.
Yes. So I'm a multifaceted person. True. And you are also a multifaceted person. Everybody else is multifaceted. True. There are different areas and parts to you. So how do you make sure that you function well? Holistically in all these things. You need to develop yourself. You need to work on yourself. And the Unconventional Circle is not only helping you professionally, the Unconventional person helps you also personally, right? So that's what we've been working on. I have new mothers, people who are recently married in the Unconventional Circle. We have people from different backgrounds, really, people who have recently been employed. We have executives, because what I'm teaching in the Unconventional Circle is not necessarily how to fix one element of your life, is how can you grow so that every other part of your life can grow. That's what we are looking at. And
total life fulfillment.
The total life fulfillment.
Mandate beyond
becoming unconventional. Becoming unconventional. Becoming extraordinary. So that's why I'm saying I've been having a sense of gratitude to hear the stories when somebody said, I'm a young mom, I've been unemployed, but since you taught me, this is what I've come up with. So those stories you're gonna hear and them as people are graduating.
One of them saying, I've been focusing myself as this graduate in this field, and I always saw myself in this field. And now with your teaching of don't box yourself with a title, which was a game changer teaching that I enjoyed. You were teaching, I was in that class. I realized the power of, mentorship is beyond just you listening to a person. Mentorship is spiritual. Mentorship is emotional. Mentorship is connectedness. And the power that arises from you submitting yourself to learn and allowing other people to learn from your story. It does not have to be one word. Sometimes it's just listening to a story, someone's story.
Yeah.
Just hearing what you have always heard in a different level of spirit.
Yeah.
And empowerment.
Yeah.
And it becomes a game changer for you. Now you realize your life can become better than what you thought it can become just by being in a vibrating energy where people are chanting growth. And because you are just around the area, you catch the fire, you catch the zeal, you catch the goal. And how people are starting even to open up, you know, sharing. People are now telling, you know what, I learned this, now I want to learn this. Now people are intentional to learn.
Wow.
That's powerful.
It is.
That is powerful. Someone to say, I didn't know this, now I want to know more this. If there is any powerful human being in force, is someone willing to learn. Someone submitting themselves to learn.
To grow.
Because if they knew better, they could do better. And most people are not doing better. And I want to go this route now. And they want to be like they know. They want to be like they understand. And they're struggling. Broke, struggling. Famous and broke. Visible and broke.
Yeah.
And every day when they go to bed and they look at themselves, they want to seem like, no, we are mates. I saw someone commenting on my box and say mate, on my post and say mate in my hospital. I was like, we are not mates. I know your investment level. I know how lazy you are. I know how uncommitted you are.
Yeah.
I know how disrespectful you can be. I know the ego that you can play. And you want to play like you belong, but you are not willing to make the investment.
Sacrifices.
You don't want to make the investment. I don't take it as a compliment. Wow, man, I like the work you and your wife do. Well, I know you are not willing to make an investment in your life. And sometimes when you look at programs like the one you are running that I'm learning a lot from, and I'm applying even my knowledge in international institution and teaching people and making money from it, right?
Yeah.
And you see someone who don't want to subscribe, someone who don't want to enroll on mentorship, and they want to act like they're doing something.
Yeah, they're doing
I think it's high time people look at themselves in the mirror and say, I cut off the bullshit. I cut off the bullshit that I use every single day, that I act like I am part of people, that I'm awoke, that I am the thing, and you know you're not the thing. And you know you're not the thing.
Wow.
You just look at yourself and say, you know what, enough is enough with me playing like I know that my life is getting better, but you know the elements you are not willing to submit to mentorship.
Wow, that's coach now, being coach, you know.
Yes.
What you are saying is very profound. I've seen that myself. There are people who are not willing to submit to teachings, and there are many reasons to why, really. You know, I always go to psychology.
And they always want to appear like they've submitted to teachings.
Yeah.
They always want to appear like you and them, you know each other.
Yeah.
And that's what pisses me off. Where now you want to be in the imagery of the painting that you didn't put the work in.
Yeah.
The painting you didn't run the brush through.
Yeah.
And now you are blocking those who really want to learn because they feel we are fully booked. And you are not subscribed.
Yeah.
You have not paid the fee.
Yeah.
You have not subscribed. You have not paid the fee to be in the circle, to be within the network.
Amazing. What you are saying is a profound thing that I've also got to experience in different places or different circumstances, you know, when it comes to maybe mentorship, not necessarily speaking because I want people to sign up.
No.
And that one I think we should also clear
It's
get
out
it
of
the
we are
way.
not for that.
There are a lot of people that have actually registered. We couldn't enroll them in because of commitment issues.
True.
That's where I want to go. Sometimes people, when they see a mentorship, they want to be a part of it, but actually not wanting to be a part of it. They're excited to be a part of it, but they are not yet ready to commit to it. there are a lot of misconceptions when it comes to mentorship, right? People feel like mentors are going to change their lives, number one.
Yeah.
But that's not how it goes. Number two, people think just by being part of a mentorship program, your life is going to change. There is a part of commitment, there is a part of sacrifice. You know, I'm actually amazed by how you keep on chipping in, talking about this, because today we had, in our session, there was a part where we spoke about commitment.
No.
And I had to keep it real with my mentees to say, not everybody who is here is going to succeed. It's not automatic.
Point blank.
You have to commit to success. You have to commit to applying what I taught you. And you have to commit to say, this person might be younger than me, but this is what she knows and this is how it helped her. But if you don't have, going back to what you said, a learning spirit, a spirit of submission, desire to commit, you don't really become anything. So even if you can become a part of the unconventional circle without a desire to commit, to get up early, and I give assignments, you have to go and do this assignment, you know. You have to do something based on what I gave you. So I feel like it's just generally in life, there are people who want to be a part of something but not ready to commit. Now,
you know, you remember there was a person you once sent money back because they had paid to run the coaching, but they were not willing to commit.
Yeah,
and
that's how I roll.
And you had to say, this is not about we receiving your money.
Yeah.
This is about we being proud to see you become the best version of yourself. And so when it's coming from that tangible proof, it's different from no mentorship. No.
Actually, that is the least that anybody pays for our services. And we made it specifically for people who have not been able to pay for other executive services that we are providing. And I love that you brought that up, because somebody asked me the same question, why do you want to bring back my money? And I said, I don't want you to think I'm prospering because of your money. I don't need your money. I'm just trying to find people that I can help. And people that have asked me to do this, they are committing, but you're not ready to commit. So I feel like people think it's about the money most of the time, but our lives are not about the money. It's not all about the money. It's about seeing somebody really transformed. There is no need for me to carry your money in my pocket if you are not going to commit. It's like robbery or something. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody's not committed, so why go ahead with their finances? So that's what I wanted to chip in on what you're saying. And the other thing that I think is the last thing that I will touch up on regarding the mentorship and this is something that I've actually observed amongst people. People have a tendency of not wanting to pay for a service and come to ask for tips on the very same things that they know. To pick your brain, right?
Sense.
So I always say that every time maybe somebody comes to me to pick my brain consistently, even if it's not consistent, there is always a ticket. If you're going to ask me, Nikita, how do you do something regarding China?
That's the how part.
I have a master's degree in the field, so even if I didn't have it, the fact that I'm providing that service means you should pay for it.
True.
You know, people just have a tendency, because they're a family member, they want to ask you for advice based on a field that they know.
Expert advice. That's call it expert advice.
It's expert advice.
Kind of
consultancy. They want to say, can you advise me on 1, 2, 3?
Advisory services.
It's not a way of honoring somebody's work. It's the same way if I was selling maybe a product that is tangible. You can't say, let me taste how this thing is. You want to have this thing that I'm drinking, and you know I'm selling it. You don't have to taste, just buy. It's a cost. So I want to talk to entrepreneurs. I want to talk to people who are skilled. Graduates, anybody, professionals. Never allow somebody to come to you to pick your brains for free. Your brains should always come at a price. Never give to somebody for free something that is actually, like my husband said, is your expert advice. When somebody is asking you a question, tell them that, oh, actually,
we do have a service for that.
We do have a service for that. Like, for example, with me, just there's a minimum of 30 minutes of sitting with me. So if you want to speak to me about something that you know I'm very excellent at, you book a session with me for 30 minutes. And there is a price, there is a fee for that. If you want an hour, let it be an hour at a fee. So if you are doing hair, don't allow your elder sister to say, can you do hair for my kids? Charge. The reason why people are poor, the reason why people are suffering, they're struggling, it's not because they are not skilled.
No.
They have not taught people around them to honor that skill.
Yeah.
So you give it for free and then you act like you are not employed. You are employed for free. If you keep on tutoring your elder sister's kids, start charging those people. So that's the thing that I really wanted to touch on, because even in these programs and coaching sessions that we are doing, we find out that a lot of people are providing their expert advice to their family members, to their friends.
A lot.
For free, and they're frustrated.
Yeah.
They're frustrated, they don't have money, they're always borrowing money from the same people that ask your advice. Now you're going there as a beggar. But if you put it this way, they ask you for advice, they ask for your services, charge them, so that by the time you go, so that you can have money, and then you'll be shocked that you don't have to go back to those people and asking for money for transport.
You know what's the funny part?
Those things, yes.
People assume that the information you share with them has always been in your brain. Your experiences were not for free.
Yeah.
You had to read books. You had to study case studies.
Yeah.
You had to titrate the information, write notes down. You had to pay for that online course. You had to pay. Man, I'm now counting things I had to pay. I had to pay for lack of sleep to research on writing those books as a coach. I had to understand with the International Coaching Federation what is a coach, what truly a coach is. I had to buy that book, a book for coaches, a yellow book, 25 pages, learning how to ask right questions.
Yeah.
When you ask, it seems like it's just an ask. Go and ask those who feel it's just an ask. Because you know, and for the fact that you thought about me, about that particular thing, you know I provide the solution.
You know I'm the right person.
You know I'm the right person.
And you know I'm the person to help
and
you.
And you know you're going to create. So it's not about beating around the bush.
Yeah.
Refresh, pay for the service.
Yeah.
Pay for the value. And guess what? Do you know the people? You know the list of people that I coach.
Yeah.
They pay the money that I don't. It's not even the money that they're worth of.
Yeah.
But you know how much extra mile I go for them.
Yeah.
At 11 p.m. I can pick the call and say, "Oh, who is that?" I can guess who that is, and you already know who can call me beyond those hours of where I'm not supposed to be called.
Because they paid the
I have
price.
a gig tomorrow. I have to do this. How do I do this? I will even wake up and do this, because they paid the price. Selfish people chase people away. Selfish people never make profit. It becomes a curse to them. The liberal rule. The liberal becomes powerful. And when you are willing to invest in people who empower and transform your life, your life will never be the same again. You become the light. You become the energy. So from today, just make a decision. This person is helping me with my kids. They are taking off my kids. It's a daycare.
It's a daycare.
This person is plaiting my hair. It's a hair salon.
Makeup.
This person is washing my clothes. It's a dry clean. Pay. So when you start looking at things that way, things begin to change.
Wow. I feel like we have just shared a course on how to enterprise and how to relate with the talented. So basically what we taught you is a skill on how to relate with the talented, how to relate with the skilled people. If you relate well with the skilled people, you pay them, they are refreshed. Even when they're helping you, you know, the help that you get after paying is different from the help that you get for free.
And even as we're teaching them, we're even teaching them not to give themselves for free.
Absolutely.
That you enterprise what you know. And keep growing in that field. There is nothing that will give you the more motivation to see the refreshment that comes from your growth. Just you growing and that becoming a blessing to other people, and other people being able to see it as a blessing, they're willing to make an investment on that. You deserve to be paid for your service that you've been offering for free.
And Papi, touching on this, I feel like there is a reason why God put it in our hearts to go. So I'll really allow it to roll, you know. There is, like I was sharing, people when they're paying for your service, they think that, so doing this thing for only an hour. They don't know that That's years of your experience.
True.
I love it. You know, every time I pick the book of John C. Maxwell to read it on leadership.
395 book.
Lord, when I'm reading that book, I'm reading decades of experience.
True.
One chapter always changes my life.
True.
One chapter changes my life. Recently, I've been working on reading The Power of Positive Self-Talk by Kim Frederickson.
Yeah.
When I read that book...
Congratulations. You can quote the book and the author like that.
Oh, yes.
Super
I've
excited.
never been able to do that before, right? I'll read and
super
forget
excited.
it. Yeah.
Wow.
So when I read this book about The Power of Positive Self-Talk, I'm actually getting emotional when I'm talking about this book.
Don't cry.
I won't.
Yeah.
When I read this book of The Power of Positive Self-Talk, it was mostly, okay, the title is the power. So sorry, I'm actually feeling emotional when I'm speaking about this book. So, it says the power of positive self-talk.
Yeah.
How like we should, I'm sorry, I'm cracking. How we should just have positive communication with ourselves, learning to be compassionate, and all these things. When I read that book, I figured a lot of things about my life. Okay? I figured out that there were certain areas of me that were affected when I was a little girl.
Yeah.
And I actually got to find out as well that those things that I didn't really get to attend to as a little girl, they had affected me for so many years, and I didn't see it. I actually didn't even notice that those things, they were becoming visible and evident in my marriage. So the author of the book is basically leading a church together with the husband. I think the husband is the pastor.
Yeah.
And she has been counseling for decades. She has been doing counseling. So I bought that book for around maybe $10, I think $12. That's around 200 and I'm not sure how the price of it.
180.
Yeah, somewhere there.
Yeah.
Actually, you're the one who bought the book. I picked it from the thing, and then I had to check out its price online. The reason why I went to check out its price online is because of what the book had exposed me to, and then I had to find the costs. The cost of what touched my heart, and I figured out that it's not even expensive. And I looked at the size. I don't know. Let me check if I have that book here.
Okay.
I think I left it at home, but basically
I think it's on the table.
Yeah.
It's on the table. I saw it. Yeah.
I looked at the number of years of experience of the author and the cost of what transformed my life, because I've read that book. Usually I wanted to complete it. It had to go for a month because I'll just read a page and then it will open a lot of things in my heart. And then I figured out that since I started reading the book, something changed. Things that used to make me angry between us, maybe when you do something and then I'm like feeling a certain way or responding a certain way, I didn't have to pay for counseling to do that. But because I picked a book that showed me that, Nikita, the reason why you feel angry when this person says this is not because they are wrong. It's because somebody said that to you years ago. And
now it's like an echo.
And now it's like an echo, not because the person is wrong. Now I've even taken a different route altogether. That book taught me why I always criticize myself. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It taught me why I always criticize myself. When I make a mistake, one mistake, I forgot the 9 things that I've done right. I focus on the 10 things that didn't go well. And I'm like, how can I do something like that? But after I read that book, I felt and started seeing compassion on myself, self-compassion, and being able to extend that to you when you do something, learning that, you know what, it's okay not to correct you. Because sometimes we grow up in an environment where when you make a mistake, somebody corrects you instantly.
Like,
go and fix this. You should have done this.
Yep.
It's okay sometimes when somebody is leaving their shoes there, you just pick them and put them in the right place, you know, not to become a counselor and this, you know, and criticize somebody. But when they were doing the right thing, you didn't say anything. life. It's not because you're a bad person. It's because you were raised in a correctional way. So you can't let a mistake slide. You have to talk about it. You have to say
Amplify
something.
it.
You have to amplify and show a person like, look at what you have done. But the other things you didn't show the person. So that's why I was feeling emotional. When I read that book, it went that deep. And the person who wrote that book, they have many, many years of experience. So all those years
compiled,
they brought together, they have helped Nikita to have a compassion. The month of February has been a month of self-compassion for me. How can I be compassionate to myself? How can I transfer that to my husband? How can I try not to be a problem, just allow you to be
and
a
not
person.
from pressure.
Not from pressure. Do you know how much I had to pay for that book?
$12.
$12. So when you see somebody selling a certain service at a certain price, don't say, oh, just for 5 minutes you are charging me $100. It looks simple because they have spent years
to put it into 5 minutes.
Put it into simplified form.
Jesus Christ, that's a powerful revelation.
Thank you. You must train yourself to pay people for their years of experience. There is a story that was once shared that a plane was having a challenge, right? And then they called a mechanic, an expert, and then he just came to fix a small nail in a flight. And then everything else became okay. And then when they heard the price, they're like, for just moving this thing. It took him years to even know there is something like that. He went to school to even know the name of that missing nail. You understand what I'm saying? He went to school to understand the name of the tool to use to fix the nail. So you are not paying for 5 minutes of fixing. You
so
are
push your plane or pay.
Push your plane or pay. Or you can even crash or pay.
Crash or pay.
Yeah.
This is deep. Now I'm becoming emotional.
I'm so sorry. You're even teary. I mean, it's like the table's turning.
Push your plane or pay.
Yeah.
How much investment can you pay for your life and your kid to respect you? For your husband to look at you differently? How much really can you pay for your life to look different? How much can you pay for your finances to look right?
Yeah.
How much can you pay to do the job you enjoy?
What you remember what Eric Thomas said? I think it was Eric Thomas. Eric Thomas or Les Brown? It was Eric Thomas. So basically Eric Thomas has a history of taking care of his wife. You remember what
Dr.
he
Eric
said?
Thomas, yes.
Dr. E.T., right?
E.T.,
Dr.
yeah.
Eric Thomas. He takes care of his wife. He shares a story
irons for his
about
wife.
how he has to be faithful to his wife
Yeah.
and how he had to abstain until marrying that
True,
woman.
true.
So people usually call him to share about relationships, how development and this.
And corporations,
And
big
a lot of
organizations.
things
Yeah.
that people are calling him.
Yeah.
I can't remember which episode I was going to share with everybody. But he says that now when you call him to come and train you, he's not only going to charge you because it's an hour. He's charging the value. Do you know what it means to abstain, y'all? Do you know what it means to stay faithful to one person? So when you're calling somebody with that integrity,
you're calling them for integrity. You're not paying for the words.
You are not paying
Everyone
for the
can
hour.
say the words.
Everybody can say the word, but nobody has lived that. Number two, do you know that Nike is not picking everybody to advertise? They are taking people like athletes, real athletes. Now we even have in our country here at the Bokoletsile. He's now even advertising for Orange, right?
Yes,
They're
yes.
not picking everybody with Nkaba and, they're picking people
Commitment,
with discipline.
discipline.
People who are committed. That's something I've learned from Dr. Miles Monroe.
Yeah.
So when you're calling somebody and say, do this thing for me, can you advertise this thing for me? It's not about that the advertisement is only for 5 seconds.
No, sir.
It's because that person has spent days, months, and years working on their physique to be fit so that when they're advertising that Nike is like, it represents fitness. So it's the discipline that you are paying. It's the experience that you are paying for. And it is the integrity that you are paying for. So that is something that I want everybody to know at home.
I think that's all we wanted to say. Honestly,
yes, it is.
It's all we wanted to say.
It is.
It's all we wanted to say. Stuck in a 9-to-5 job, waking up, doing the same routine.
Yeah.
There's a day that I said, this is not it.
Yeah.
This is not all of it. I can become someone different
Yeah.
and better. And I started consuming books. You know, all the books you see?
Yeah.
That when you got married, you got to see?
Yeah.
Those books were bought by someone who was intentional.
It's a whole library by the way.
There was a point,
Yeah.
real life story.
Yeah.
My manager by then now is the owner of 𝐶𝐻𝐻 Media, Mr. 𝐍𝐢𝐤𝐢𝐭𝐚 𝐿𝐿. After receiving salary,
Yeah.
I had bought books that were amount of 1.8. I didn't understand why he was shocked until the conversation right now. He was like, "You mean the money we pay, the amount of money that I know we pay you, you took 1.8 from it to buy the books?"
The price of the brain. Yeah.
Honestly, it just hit me now why he was shocked, because most people, they would rather feed their stomach than feed their mind. And then later on, now their stomach is crying because their mind is not fed. So when
they
I
feed the bottom part of the body, like Pastor Kato would say back at church. You know what he would say? We actually, this is so funny. You remember the sermon?
I remember.
There was one time that our pastor was teaching us, you know, and then he shared about like an average person feed this part
Bottom
of their
part
body.
of the body.
And
they
when
don't
it comes
feed
the
the upper
upper
part.
part of their body, they don't feed it. And when you are saying this, I'm remembering that
Yeah.
that's actually the story of a lot of people. Only a few people can buy books.
True.
Because they feel like, how can I buy books when I need a chicken? People, do you know that one chicken here in Botswana is like around almost $10 now.
Yeah.
And a book, there are actually books that are less than $10.
Many
but
of them.
Many of them is actually $7.
Yeah.
Actually, a chicken
$7,
is $7 in
yeah.
Botswana. A full chicken. People are eating a full chicken every single day. So by the end of the month, they have eaten 31 chickens. But their upper part of the brain is not fed. It is not taken care of. So this part is getting bigger.
Why are we saying that? Every inquiry is every day.
Yeah.
Every expertise we have to do.
Yeah.
Every development training we have to do for corporations.
Yeah.
Every engagement we have to do for teams and family. In 2020, I was running a program for I called it Empowering Your Families. We all go to families and we had conversations around how their parents relate with their kids, the relationship between their kids, how kids would say, our dad will just make ideas and just tell us. He will never engage us on what he's planning to do. All these are a cause of lack of the upper investment. Every problem you are calling for someone is something you can learn. Any issue you are struggling with is something you can learn. And all of us, when we are mindful about that, now let's honor and respect those who take the time, resources, commitment, sleepless nights to commit in learning and empowering themselves to be in a place where now that information is the one that is driving the world today. Where we are today, this is someone's information. This is someone's information. What are we putting out differently as individuals and honoring those who have took time to learn, to master. So next time you don't just say, let me pick your brain. It's beyond just picking the brain. It's you delving deep into what she shared, a $12 book that transformed our relationships, that transformed our conversation. Now it's even transforming the conversation in our podcast now, giving you authentic feel of what the book has done. From December last year, I just don't know who my wife is. The commitment to early waking, the commitment to training every day, the commitment to reading every day, the commitment and the content she shares. You just said, I was showing our visitor, Alice from Kenya, the video you just uploaded, how much views it made. She said, I never used to look at my social media this way, but now I realize that it is broadened. Then she said the statement that I shared during training, that contacts leads to contracts. Contacts leads to contracts. And it's about the investment in ourselves. And the beauty part of it is this, man. I came here for the first time I was going for college. I came to Gaborone for the first time I was going to college. Today people don't know me for college. They know me for bigger things than that. And it's only just investing here. Today, people that I don't even know, just a week ago when we were doing training here, I met a couple there, and they were like, so I was talking to the guy said, say you are my mentor, with that boldness. I was like, okay, I'm your mentor. I greet him, so I'm so and so, I follow your contact, you are empowering me. When I was about to walk, the wife was coming and said, that is Mr. Makwana, right? They were so excited. And that is priceless when you are willing to just know that what you know is not just mediocre. You have so much power, influence, and knowledge that can transform families today. So take it seriously. Don't give it for free. Some people act like they need you. Some people act like they will not live without you.
Yeah.
But there are people who really, really need you, and they will be willing to invest in the journey you have invested in.
Wow. These are actually topics and discussions that my husband and I are very passionate about. And we also are grateful to God that He has given us the grace to mentor people,
Amen.
to coach people in our different platforms. You know, we have families that we coach,
Yeah.
we have individuals that we coach, we have executives that we coach,
Yeah. And graduates and students.
that
Wow.
we coach. You know,
I love the work you do with students at Boost.
Thank you.
I'm really proud of the work you do. Every day I'm meeting young kids, and sometimes you don't even teach them.
Yeah.
They're sharing stories of how they've heard about your impact.
Yeah.
So continue. We coach graduates, we coach
Yeah.
students, and I thank God for your life to be in that place
Yeah.
where kids are like, what is there in Palape?
Yeah.
And they get to meet God through you.
And thank you so much. And also to meet their real
Just
authentic
that-
self.
and destinies.
Their
Yeah,
destinies, you
sure.
know. Thank you so much for bringing that up. By the way, I am hired to be a Chinese language and the culture instructor, right?
Yeah.
What I'm lecturing is Chinese language. But beyond that, the same students, they get to meet me for entrepreneurship advisors to know how they can start businesses, because I've decided to feed and to take care of this person that
Yeah.
you are looking at.
Yeah.
And that is actually a lifetime commitment. Even
Amen.
if you're going to see me after 10, 20 years, I'm going to be in a different state.
Can't wait to
The
look at this
one thing-
podcast and say, Grace, remember.
Oh, yes. Even after, 2-3 decades, you are going to meet me doing one thing, impacting lives in different platforms.
Amen.
And you're going to see me in a different shape, because as I'm blessing people, as I'm coaching, as I'm training, it's just, you can't change people and remain unchanged.
Amen.
That is something that I have learned from this whole process,
Yeah.
and something that I've seen through your life.
Yeah.
You can't transform somebody's life and remain not transformed yourself. You can't give to people and then God watches you suffocate in life. That's not possible.
No.
So that's one thing that I've learned. So if you're somebody that you have something that you also feel you want to share with people,
Yeah.
be liberal about it. Be liberal about it. Make time to empower someone, to transform the life of some people. There are people who don't afford to pay now, but they'll pay tomorrow.
But that commitment is
Their
payment.
commitment is payment.
Yeah, that honor is payment.
Their honor is payment.
And
They're
to
just
be able to
refreshing.
acknowledge that I'm learning a lot from Mr. Makwana,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
payment.
It's payment.
That's it.
It's payment. So you never know how far your impact can go in life. So find people that you bless. Also, in a situation where they have to pay, let them pay, because most of the time people honor things they paid for.
Honestly.
I have one
All the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
I have one student that I want to talk about. I was teaching her from one of the universities. I was actually teaching when I was still lecturing at UB.
Yeah.
She was in my class, and I will just touch a little bit about her because she
Yeah.
reminds me of something. So of course she's unemployed. She's not. She's a student. So when she heard that I was actually leaving the university, leaving my job, resigning from my job there because I found, of course, something better, she sent me a message the lengthy message that I've shown you, just to share that, you know what, ma'am, since I met you, you've transformed my life.
Yeah.
And I know that you are leaving, but I don't want to cut this.
Yeah.
Because since I met you, I've been a different person.
I want to continue with this.
I want to continue working with you.
Honoring the skill
Honoring
and the
skill
impact.
and the impact.
Yeah.
And she said even if I had to pay. So what I ended up doing, I sent her the link to my
Mentorship, the unconventional cycle mentorship program.
Yes,
Yeah.
to the website, and then she found the unconventional cycle. She registered for it, isn't it? She was the first person to pay. She
Student.
paid. She's a student. She paid. And she's been attending the class. Initially, this is what she said: I'm going to ask my mom to pay for me. And listen to my words. I told her, don't let anybody pay for your growth. So she has the money. I said, pay for the mentorship and ask your mother to pay for whatever that is missing. Nobody should pay for your growth. So what I'm emphasizing here is that there are students who are paying for the services. And then there are adults, those who are working, who just want to come and pick their brains. You can't see me when it comes to that. I'm John Cena, you know. I'm John Cena. You can't see me.
The reality of that.
The reality of that.
People just knew how unapologetic you are. Honestly, when it comes to taking responsibility, you don't joke.
I don't joke. Yes.
Because you know the price you had to pay.
Yes.
And it's not about everyone has to pay. No. It's about knowing that when you pay for it, you will honor it.
Yes.
When you pay for it, you will commit. When you pay for it, it will look different.
Yeah.
It's
a powerful one, Papi, because remember, when I was a student, let me share a bit of my story.
Today the podcast is going to be 3 hours.
It's going to be 8. Remember when I was a student, right? When I was a student at UB, I used to have an allowance of 1,400. That's around $100 per month.
True, that's it.
And during that time, I would pay for seminars to attend. And sometimes the seminars that I attended, they costed half of what I was earning. The people that I was staying with, my age mates at that time, they were not paying for seminars. Do you know that?
I know.
They were not paying for seminars. There was a time I took all my allowance and then I paid for travel expenses to go to South Africa and listen to people sharing their stories of how they became successful. The only thing that I paid from that money was actually my tithes, honoring the principle of God of paying for your tithes.
Yeah.
The rest of the money, I paid for my transport to South Africa, I paid for my accommodation to South Africa. I came back, I was hungry. For the whole month, I was eating remains of what was there for last month.
Yeah.
And because I was staying with some of my friends, they couldn't dish for me some meat, you know, because I didn't contribute money. So today, I don't blink. I have, yes, my former classmates who pay for my services. And for your own information, I have my former lecturers who sign up and enroll for the programs that I do because I paid a price. So you got to pay a price as well. And I want to quickly touch on the price that I pay for being for being your mentee.
No, I know.
You know, I want to emphasize this because sometimes people think because this person is my spouse, is my husband, I can just get everything. In my personal experience, you started helping me better when I submitted myself to the coach.
And when you paid. There's a point you paid when I had to do assessments.
I know.
And you said, I want to pay to be coached by you. I laughed it off, but now that you say all it as a summary now, to now, it's a game changer.
It's different.
And sometimes all it takes is, I have so many students across Botswana and across Africa. Sometimes it takes just to have you as one of the students that as an example. And that's enough.
Papi, it's different when you are giving me nuggets from a husband's pulpit. You understand what I'm saying? There are advices that comes from the office of the husband. But there are advices that when you give me as a coach, it changes my life. And sometimes it takes me to commit and say, I know I'm married to this person, right? But this person is a skilled person. How do I stop trying to be his baby girl and focus on being one of the people that I look at myself
as an expert?
As an expert, I look at my life and say, my life has transformed. And when people see me maybe commenting and calling you coach, they think it's because you are my husband, I'm trying to promote you to them. The robustness that they are seeing, they don't know that there was a time that I couldn't talk like this. I couldn't do some trainings, but just by submitting myself under your teachings and also your rules. Remember how you used to annoy me? How I used to get angry and tell you that I don't want anything to do with you. I don't
be
want
a
to
husband,
go with
don't
you.
Be a coach.
Exactly. And say, be a husband, you know how you are. Until I changed that mindset, that's when I became better. And people don't understand that I don't have a free pass to your events. And people should understand that every time I go and do a gig with you, you pay me.
I do.
And then you bring the money from that, and then you have also paid me whatever that we had agreed, so that I can take the same money and say, this is what I bring to the table. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So let's say he gets a gig, right? He's training corporate. He sends me an email and work and say, this is how I am engaging you as a trainer, and this is how much I'm going to pay you for it.
And acknowledging you as an expert.
Me as
That's
an
the
expert.
difference. That's a game changer.
And then after that, after he sends me that money, we go home. Now we are going home from the office. And then I said, okay, let me say, I'm saying, I've gotten this $10 from my job. Now that's us going home. And he comes and tells me, okay, I have this $100 from that gig that I had. Okay, now it's husband and wife talking about this. So honoring my skills has blessed me. You honoring my skills, and I'm confident right now because I've seen the best trainer in the entire world honoring my skills.
True.
So the way I present myself, it
different.
comes from knowing that you, the unmatched coach, as excellent as you are, you acknowledge who I am. Not only that, you pay me for what I do, and by the time I go home, I have something to bring to the table beyond just the work that I do. So maybe people, when they see us, they have to understand that for everything that you involve me, you pay me, and that is how we roll.
and
Oh my God, I hope people don't get the impression that this girl likes money. I do, and most importantly, money just loves me.
You know what I'm thinking about? In conclusion, I'm thinking about the friend you have who is a financial guru. That you always relegate to just a friend. A friend you have who is a videographer, you always relegate to just a friend. And now, to other people, they appreciate and honor that person for the skill they do. You are still there, no brand, nothing, stuck. We wanted to talk about being unstuck, so we're not going to talk about it today. Thank you so much for tuning into the Makwanas podcast. What's popping right now? Botswana Agriculture Summit, people are paying. Some clients were paying yesterday, individual tickets. Botswana Agriculture Summit is coming on the 25th to 26th of April. Man, come and be a part of it. Feeding the nation is our mandate. We want to see families blossom because they are able to produce for themselves. And only the mindset shift that is coming from just look at farming as just farming, but as our lifestyle and as a business. So come and join the Botswana Agriculture Summit on the 25th, 26th in Gaborone. Tickets, individual tickets are going for 1,500. Make sure that you pay and be a part of it.
This is for farmers.
Farmers,
yeah,
everyone.
We are inviting all the farmers,
everyone.
Graduates, anybody who wants to tap into the market, and everybody who just wants to be a friend of farmers.
True.
And maybe to sponsor
in
farmers.
the value chain.
Yes, to be in the value chain of farming. Please go ahead.
In the value chain, whether you are a designer, whether you are a producer, whether you are a packager, whether you are a transporter. So all this value chain, bankers, you know. So let's come and be a part of this history in the making event. It's going to be a game changer, so come and be a part of it. What's happening next is, I'm catching you off guard. We are going to be in Namibia on the 6th of April, Namibia 6th of April at Lusaka. We are Windhoek.
Windhoek,
Zambia, Lusaka.
Zambia,
Lusaka. We are going to be in Windhoek on the 6th of April doing our Master Public Speaking Africa Tour. Master Public Speaking Africa Tour. Make sure you check www.publicspeakingprogram.com. www.publicspeakingprogram.com to sign up for our classes. We are always selling out, so don't miss out. Thank you so much. Is there anything you want to share?
Yes, maybe based on the questions and the questions that our viewers always ask us on different platforms. The Master Public Speaking is open right here in Botswana. We have virtual lessons that are going to be going on.
From March, yes.
From March.
Thank you.
It's still the same website, so make sure that you go there, you register, and you become a part of that. So we teach you how to master public speaking. That's what our public speaking program is about. Secondly, is about the unconventional circle. Of course, for this cohort, we have closed. We are already a month in. the next cohort is coming, and the registration is open. So what you do is to go to my website, you sign up, www.nikitamakwana.com, and then you are going to see the unconventional circle and different other programs that I offer. For any questions, any inquiries that you have, feel free to meet us at the very same websites that we have shared with you. Other than that, I want to give a special thanks to Cresta for sponsoring, for being one of our sponsors. We really appreciate you. We celebrate you. We have also had people asking us, wanting to place their products on the post and adverts on the podcast. They have to go to
www.themakwanas.com, or you can call 72320909, 72320909.
If you are internationally, put the code +267 for Botswana.
+267 72320909. When the wife corrects you, correct. So special thanks to Cresta. I just met a young boy here. He was telling his parents that this is my friend. He was asking me if I'm staying here for some week or what. I said, no, I'm coming to shoot a podcast. He was telling me he's coming for swimming. You can bring your kids for swimming here. Saturdays, they are open. Sundays, they are open. Come and have a special time with your family at Cresta. Looking forward to see you as a friend of Cresta. Thank you so much.
We love you. We celebrate you. Remember to like, to subscribe, and to continue watching our podcast. Until next time, it's a bye from me and mine.
See you next week. Bye-bye.